So we're here at NextGen Nordics in Stockholm, and one of the hottest topics on the agenda today is confirmation of payee. Can you shed some light? What is confirmation of payee or verification of payee all about?
Absolutely. So as a broader concept, confirmation of payee is a way of making sure that you're paying the right person to the right bank account.
So what would it actually mean for the new payment schemes, and what would theoretically, can you make an analogy and compare with Swish in Sweden as an example?
So at the moment in Sweden, when you send a Swish payment to another person or company, while you input their phone number that serves as a proxy for their bank account, you receive a confirmation of payee, meaning the application provides you with the full legal name of your payee. That means that you know who are you paying and that the money will end up in the right account owned by the right person. This does not happen if you make a regular account-to-account bank transfer, let's say from inside of your banking environment as a private or corporate client. There you don't receive any kind of confirmation that the account you're paying to exists, it is reachable, it can receive deposits, and also that it is owned by your intended payee.
In the case of real-time payments or instant payment, what role would confirmation of payee play, and what is required from the bank side and as well from the payers and the payees bank side? And also, how would it differ between the NPC rulebook and the EPC rulebook?
So in case of instant payments, the confirmation of payee check performed before that payment would also need to be done in nearly real time, right? So the response from the confirmation of payee service should be delivered to the payer almost instantly before they authorize the payment, so that they have the certainty that the bank account they're paying belongs to their intended payee. And you also asked about the NPC's confirmation of payee and then the EPC's, European Payments Council verification of payee. These are, I would call them sister schemes, since they kind of both aim at confirming the payee, but they differ from each other in certain ways, mostly due to regulation. But both schemes have the same responses that they mandate under the scheme, meaning that a bank needs to report back to the payer if there's been a match, meaning this bank account belongs to that payee. There has been no match between name and the bank account, or maybe we had a close match. In the NPC scheme, we stay at that. We only report that there's been a close match, meaning you're almost right. Maybe you did a minor spelling mistake on the payee name. But the EPC, driven by the instant payment regulation, they have an answer that's called close match with the name of the payment counterparty, meaning that in case of a partial match, when someone is almost right, the bank needs to provide them with actually the correct name of the payee to sort of lays the level of security and certainty in that payment.
So can you tell me a bit about the timelines, both for the EPC and the NPC rulebook to take place?
The timelines for complying with the requirements that are coming from the instant payment regulation, one of them being the IBAN name check, which then will be fulfilled by participation in the verification of payee scheme published by the EPC. The timeline for this, for the banks, for the PSPs, more generally speaking, in the Eurozone will be 18 months, meaning that we land, I think, at the 9th of October 2025 or 7th of October 2025. But we who are also partaking in Euro payments but are not in a Euro country, we will have 39 months to comply with the same requirements. So we get a little more time outside of the Eurozone. And also what we expect in the Nordics is that we will most probably receive the same requirements on our local instant payments and on the confirmation of payee to be performed before those local payments, coming from Payment Services Regulation PSD3, which will probably just extend instant payment regulation to other currencies of the European Union, and for that there is really no timeline yet, but that will be relevant for us and for our local payments.